The later part of the 18th century, the Moamarias rebellion in Upper Assam severely weakened the Ahom Kingdom due to the loss of life and property. Moamarias rebellion hol Ahom Kingdom khub kamjor hoy gol. Prime Minister Purnananda Buragohai tried his best to re-establish Ahom rule over the region. With great efforts, he finally suppressed all the rebellions and firmly established a royal authority over the kingdom. Royal authority finally kingdom report whole. For smooth functioning of the administration, or to consolidate his power, he appointed all his relatives in the high posts of the Ahom Kingdom. Badan Chandra Borfukan, governor of Guwahati, was anxious of the growing power of Purnananda Buragohai. At first, he tried to develop friendship with Purnananda Buragohai. Purnananda Buragohaiৰ সৈতে তেওঁ বন্ধুত্ব কৰিব খুজিছিলে হেকাৰণে তেওঁ কি কৰিলে he gave away his daughter Pijo Gavoru নামটো মনত ৰাখিব Pijo Gavoru to Purnananda's son Yureka Nath Dhekial Fukan Purnananda Buragohaiৰ পুত্ৰ Yureka Nath Dhekial Fukaনৰ সৈতে তেওঁৰ জিয়ৰী Pijo Gavoruৰ বিবাহ পাতিলে but this move backfired when Purnananda Buragohai expressed his displeasure and suspected Badan Chandra Borfukan of misusing his office. Angered by the behavior of Purnananda Buragohai, Badan Chandra Borfukan encouraged conspirators in the capital Jorhat, and the aim was to assassinate Purnananda Buragohai. Purnananda Buragohai assassinate koriboloi conspire korile plan banale. Kune banale Badan Chandra Borfukan. The conspiracy failed and the conspirators were punished. However, the alleged link of Badan Chandra Borfukan with the conspirators was revealed. Meanwhile, the people of Western Assam complained to Buragohai about the atrocities committed by Badan Chandra Borfukan. Badan Chandra Borfukane khub atrocities chalaisile. Borfukan finally in 1815, Purnananda Buragohai sent a deputation with orders to arrest Badan Chandra Borfukan. Badan Chandra Borfukanok arrest koribo pothiale eta deputation and bring him to the capital Jorhat for justice. Pijo Gavoru kon asile? She was the daughter-in-law of Purnananda Buragohai. Buari asile Purnananda Buragohai, who was also the daughter of Badan Chandra Borfukan. Sent an early message to her father warning him of the impending danger. Warned by his daughter, Badan Chandra Borfukan escaped to Bengal, which was under the British rule. Bengal le gusi gosile teo. Buragohai's men caught him at Silamari in Bengal, but he again escaped. With the help of local thanedar, he went to Calcutta and visited the Governor General Lord Hastings. Lord Hastings osor goi pale with a plea for help to oust Purnananda Buragohai. The Governor General declined his plea, stating their policy of non-interference in the internal matter of another kingdom. Nahu buli kole British hokole. Around that time, Badan Chandra Borfukan met the envoy of Burmese King Bodau Paya, who was on a visit to Calcutta. Burmese King or envoy Kod log pale West Bengal, Calcutta log pale. The envoy, after hearing his plea, took him to Burma and fixed an appointment with Bodau Paya. Bodau Paya logot appointment fix kori dile. Thik ase first Burmese invasion or bikhoye ami olop sam. In 1816, when Badan Chandra Borfukan, in 1816, 1816 sonot, Badan Chandra Borfukan came to the court of Burmese king Bodau Paya and sought help to defeat his political rival Purnananda Buragohai. The Burmese monarch sent an expedition under a general with Badan Chandra Borfukan, which entered Assam in January 1817. 1817 monot rakhiba dei date to. The first battle took place on 27 March 1817 at Ghiladhari. First Burmese invasion 1817. The battle continued for a week, wherein Purnananda Buragohai died due to natural causes. Purnananda Buragohai mrittyubaron korile juddhar majot. This, according to chronicles, led to the division in the ranks of Ahom nobility, and due to lack of reinforcement, Ahom army surrendered. Ahom army surrender korile. Ruchinath. Kon asile Ruchinath? He was the son of Purnananda Buragohai, became the Buragohai and asked the king to evacuate, who refused. This led to Ruchinath suspect that Chandrakanta Singha, hetu somoy Chandrakanta Singha raja asile, Chandrakanta Singha was in alliance with the Burmese. Teo sondeh korile and left for Guwahati without the king when the Burmese army advanced towards the Ahom capital at Jorhat. The king Chandrakanta Singha stayed behind, received Badan Chandra Borfukan and made him the Mantri Fukan. So duijon mila asile বদন চন্দ্ৰ বৰফুকনক মন্ত্ৰী ফুকন বনালে the Burmese army was paid 1 lakh rupees and the commanders were given suitable presents Hemo Ideo a daughter of an Ahom prince was sent to the king of Burma with 50 elephants and dowry the Burmese army left Assam in April 1817 soon after Bodon Chandra Borfukon was assassinated Bodon Chandra Borfukonok assassinate kora hoisile 1817 sonot teolok gusi goisile ঠিক আছে after all this Ruchinath marched against Chandrakanta Singha and made Purandhar Singha the king Purandhar Singha raja hol in 1818 second Burmese invasion keneke hoisile learning about the entire incident the late Bodon Chandra Borfukon's friend fled to Burma ako Burma le gol and informed the king who immediately dispatched a force under a general named Alamengi who reached Assam in February 1819 this was the second Burmese invasion the Ahoms were defeated and Purandhar Singha fled away from Jorhat to Guwahati Chandrakanta Singha who was deposed of his kingship once again joined the Burmese and therefore was formally reinstated and therefore formally the Burmese took hold of Ahom state ako Chandrakanta Singha raja hol from 1819 to 1821 কিন্তু কিছুমান ক্ৰনিকলছে কয় তে 1824 লৈকে ৰাজত্ব কৰিছিলে Chandrakanta Singha was the nominal ruler and the real authority were the Burmese commanders as they tried to hunt down Purandhar Singha he fled to Rangpur and sought British help but the British refused him as they did not want to interfere in the internal affairs of the foreign states British সকলে নাহু বুলি কলে নাকচ কৰিলে invitation to the third Burmese invasion or বিষয়ে আমি অলপ চাও third Burmese invasion কেতিয়া হৈছিলে in 1819 the king of Burma decided to annex Assam he accordingly sent Mingi Maha Tilwa নামটো important মনত ৰাখিব Mingi Maha Tilwa to Assam in February 1821 who killed a number of Ahom officials and installed his prince Punyadhar or Jogeshwar Singha installed কৰিছিলে in the year 1821 as the king this was the third Burmese invasion both Purandhar Singha and Chandrakanta Singha in their own ways separately fought against the Burmese but without any success so it was a Burmese invasion ok ami arota nameri janu hetu hol manor din locally ami ko manor din the Burmese period commonly called manor din was highly brutal and their increased deplorable conditions of the people due to the Burmese's unbearable oppressions on the people খুব অত্যাচাৰ চলাইছিলে খুব ভয়ানক আৰু খুব বেয়া দিন আছিল হেতু মানৰ দিন বুলি কয় এয়া ব্ৰিটিছ সকল কেনেকৈ আহিলে এই গুটি ইনসিডেন্টত ব্ৰিটিছ সকল কেনেকৈ আহিলে ঠিক আছে during this time the British relationship with Burmese became sour the British looted Saraighat area of Rangpur and also entered into British occupied Gwalpara Burmese সকল Saraighat area humale aru Gwalparat humale in 1823 the Burmese occupied the Sahpuri island in Chittagong frontier at the same time they demanded Gambhir Singh the king of Manipur to expel from his kingdom Govinda Chandra the king of Kasar the Burmese at this moment threatened both the security and the commercial interests of the British East India Company and therefore forced the British to give up their policy of non-interference in the internal affairs of the state aru heibabe British সকল আহিলে who was the civil commander of British headman David Scott the civil commissioner of Rangpur and the British agent of Northeast to the Governor General wrote reports on the entire incident to the British East India Company. Under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Richards, the British army proceeded towards the Brahmaputra Valley and occupied Rangpur. The Burmese were pushed out of Kasar and Manipur. Simultaneously, the British occupied military campaign in Arakan, Pegu and Upper Burma, as a result of which Burma was heavily affected. In April 1825, first Anglo-Burmese War it was led in 1824 start hoisile. In April 1825, Mingi Mahabandula died and by 1826 the Burmese could not match the British. They were eventually defeated. Burmese সকলক কোনে হৰুৱালে ব্ৰিটিছ সকলে হৰুৱালে কেতিয়া হৰুৱালে in the year 1826 the result of which was signed in the form of a treaty popularly known as the Treaty of Yandaboo. এইটোকে কয় Treaty of Yandaboo কেতিয়া সাইন কৰা হৈছিল 24 February 1826 provision of the treaty কি আছিল আমি অকমান চাইলো the permanent relationship of peace and friendship would be maintained between the British and the Burmese. Assam, Manipur and Arakan areas went under the control of East India Company, and the company also asked the king of Ava to stop the behavior he has shown to the Kosari and the Jaintia kingdom. ঠিক আছে The Burmese ruler agreed to pay rupees 1 million pounds to the East India Company as war indemnity. Representatives of East India Company were allowed to station at Burmese capital Ava. Ava asle Burmese hokolor capital. So eya asle Treaty of Yandaboo. Pasot in the year 1833 British hokole realize korile je teuluke rule korile there was a rise in tension and conflict with the local people. British hokolor শাসনক লৈ লোকেল মানুহ বুৰৰ মাজত এটা টেনচনৰ সৃষ্টি হৈছিল আৰু সেইভাবে তেওঁলোকে ৰিয়েলাইজ কৰিলে যে এজন লোকেল লিডাৰক নমিনেল কিং হিচাপে নিযুক্ত কৰিব দুজনে অপচন আছিল পুৰন্ধৰ সিংহ আৰু চন্দ্ৰকান্ত সিংহ they decided to go with পুৰন্ধৰ সিংহ in 1833 and he ruled up to 1838 as the nominal king. He was the last king of the Ahom Kingdom. Very important question hoy hudhe who was the last Ahom king Purandhar Singha. In April 1833 Purandhar Singha was appointed as a protected prince in charge of Upper Assam excluding Hodia and Motok region on a stipulated tribute of 50,000 rupees. Later in 1838 finding him incompetent and defaulter in payments of revenue, the British formally annexed his kingdom, putting an end to 600 years reign of the Ahom dynasty. Aru enekoi Saolung Sukafa dinor pora from 1228 in 1826 with Purandhar Singha, the glorious rule of Ahom dynasty of 600 years came to an end. এই ভিডিওটো ইমানতে সামৰণি মাৰিলো আগন্তুক ভিডিওত মই আৰু এনেকুৱা টপিকত ভিডিও দি থাকিম আপোনালোকে চাই থাকিব ভিডিওটো ভাল লাগিলে যদি লাইক কৰিব শেয়াৰ কৰিব আপোনালোকৰ বন্ধু বান্ধৱীসকলৰ লগত আৰু সাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিব চেনেলটো কাৰণ এনেকুৱা ভিডিওজ আগলৈও আহি থাকিব সো টেক কেয়াৰ বাই বাই